Hi, folks. It is a day after my mother's birthday. Well, my mother's dead, but it's a day after my mother's birthday, and we still celebrate it because Patsy was a hoot. And of course, she was born on the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact of 1939. She wasn't born in 1939, but that's not the point. So, what do we have today, Toots?
Market garden.
And what is Market Garden about?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
We just talked about the movie.
Oh, A Bridge Too Far.
A Bridge Too Far, which is one of Miss Katie's favorite movies.
It is, because half of Hollywood back in that day was in it.
And I was thinking about it while washing cat dishes. Well, somebody was back purring up this morning for our Sunday ride that, Time Magazine kind of ran this movie up the flagpole. And I got thinking about it and saying, man, this was a really very well done movie, put together very well. Oh yeah, Time Magazine then, everybody who was writing for it was not a World War II veteran, had not been probably a Korean War veteran, and they were looking at it through the lens of Vietnam. So they couldn't be fair with it, and Time has become a rag, but that's a different thing. I wouldn't even use it to wrap fish in. But we're looking forward to this game because we bought it. We bought it. It wasn't sent to us. So we got another R&M game that we're going to have Miss Katie show you later this week as well, that we also bought some time ago. I think we're going to collect our R&M games and do a overview of them here, but somebody in a couple days gone to the shore, and we're hoping she doesn't get taken by a kraken or something, or a large jellyfish.
4 days.
Yeah, 4 days. She's going to be gone in 4 days. But we're looking at this. Do you know who's on the cover there, Toots?
Negative.
Those are British Red Devils. That's the British ones. And who is the commander of the British Red Devils in the movie?
I don't know.
Sean
Connery.
Yep.
My boy Sean.
So, it's time for Sunday Dry. Time to see if we can find a turtle. We have not found a turtle this year in any of our Sunday Dries. Very weird.
No.
I blame Kurt Hudson because he was here 2 weekends ago, and we should have probably seen a turtle on that day, so it's Kurt's fault. I'll have to tell Kurt that so he'll watch the video then. So, all right, folks, we thank you. You have a blessed day, and we'll be doing another one a little bit later on against the Iron Ring, which we just got. So, what is she supposed to see? She wait for it, as they say in Monty Python. Wait for it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-byes. She finally acknowledged what I was supposed to do. She was shaking her head like a mule there. My little borax girl.
Quiet.
It is 3 September. Yesterday was VJ Day. Today, and let me look at my clock, 2.5 hours or so, the ultimatum from the British Home Office to the Germans to uninvade Poland goes ignored. Wow, gee, they hadn't screwed the Poles over in the first place, the British and the French, but we'll go back to 1938 in Munich and da-da-da-da. Which all then leads to Operation Market Garden, because we're getting ready for Operation Market Garden historically, because it's going to kick off in about 2 weeks, right before what happens right after Operation Market Garden, miss?
How should I know? What?
What's coming up?
Oh, our anniversary.
On what anniversary?
Our
miss?
30th.
Jeez, guys, man, they talk about men being forgetful about dates.
Shut
it. But seriously, I've always kind of sort of ignored Market Garden, except Miss Katie loves A Bridge Too Far.
I do.
It is one of her favorite movies. It ranked right up there with Master and Commander. So, but We're talking about books today, but of course, I love this picture. This guy always looks like John Wayne to me.
He does, you're right.
And this guy back here looks like the British officer that Colonel Frost sends out at Arnhem Bridge and tells the German that comes with the surrender flag, sorry, we can't take you all in. So this guy with the pistol looks like him. But first book, Cornelius Ryan, and this is proof that Miss Katie doesn't love me as much as she said she always has.
Oh, you're just asking for
because she never made me read this book. I've had this book for...
Oh, well, that's my fault, huh?
Well, yeah, it's her fault. Yeah, well, not. I've had this book since graduate school and had never read it. Folks, I don't have a clue how I didn't ever read this book. But, and Miss Katie asked me that coming down the hall one day saying, how did you not read that book after I'd sent her the little snippet how she'd never loved me and she was howling over it.
I always figured you'd read every book on your bookcases.
And I said, well, sweetie, I've been an armor guy and we were kind of not always thrilled with the airborne people, so I just... it is a superb read. It is... The only negative in the book is that when you see pictures of equipment, it's an older style history book where it doesn't give specificity on the equipment. So you will see a knocked out King Tiger tank and it doesn't say that it's a King Tiger tank. So it's kind of interesting that in 1974 there was not that degree of specificity. The other book, we just got this, and this is really kind of what pushed me down the road and led me buying Market Garden, given to me, not sent to me to review, but my own purchase, was this one. It's a touchy-feely book. Think of it as the very large historical coffee table book in a sense, except it's really detailed. And it's more on the British side of the battle, but it is stunning. We got it through RMZ Imports. It was $100-some. But it is, well, let me tell you, it's over 500 pages. It is worth your time. It is worth buying it. My only concern that the binding might not hold up to what I do, but we'll deal with it. So, 2 books, Bridge Too Far by Cornelius Ryan. We have the original orange cover, and Einsat Arnhem. And we will be getting into the actual looking at the game here in a moment. Oh, one other thing. Since it's not somebody else's game that they sent it to me, sort of the what if thing on this Dagger Thrust, a game by Bomba, and that if Ike had decided not to go with this gamble and decided instead to send supplies, fuel, beans, bullets to Patton instead and go that direction. So we will now probably be looking at this game shortly after we do this one. So alright folks, we'll be looking at the game here directly. We'll be showing that stuff. And of course I know you really wanted to see me versus Miss Katie, who came back looking all buff, tanned and beautiful from the beach, and instead you get to look at my mug. Which would you really choose, right? Talk to you in a minute, folks. She's going to be giving me the signal to turn it off now. Folks, as I noted earlier, we actually bought the game, so we're not beholden to anybody. Ooh. That's unlike though the folks in Geek Mod on Board Game Geek who go, If you like what I did, please give me a thumb because it's a lot of work what I do. Yeah, it's maybe a lot of work what I do too, and it's a labor of love. I don't get monetized for anything. We do it because we do it. But we noted earlier, looks like John Wayne to me, and this looks like the lieutenant, or maybe he's a captain or major, or Colonel Frost at Arnhem Bridge with the umbrella. Just an aside. Rules are 28 pages, and let me tell you, they are replete with lots and lots of things. And I noted to myself that when I first looked at things, this seems very pedantic, overwrought. Well, it's not. It's, in fact, because it's a different and unique system, it works for me. It just simply works, and I like examples. They get me excited. Like here, lots of good examples across the board, and the German off map boxes, can't fuss about that. So the rule book, big plus. Now we've got 2-player aid cards. We have the sequence of play card, 2 each of those, and we have the combat supply kind of breakdown card. Again, like that. Some of the colors are maybe a little washed out here, but I do like here that you notice that for unit types, elite defenders, and a big honking display here for unit elements. Again, that's all positive for me. German Order of Battle card works for me as well. Game turns that things come in. His is kind of an interesting one. He's sort of floating around the battlefield, but not necessarily his unit. Now, I'm a little surprised that we don't see, maybe other than this one, at least one more armored car. Just surprised by that from when you read the accounts. But the Allied Order of Battle card. Oh, one other thing. I'm surprised that the armor units aren't in black. Or at least the SS. I don't know why they didn't do that. That's just thing. Here, Miss Katie and I were talking about, very pretty looking, she said. Well, it kind of reminds me of the Lionel Girl train. It's a soft pastel across the board. Well, it works. We'll just let it go at that. And again, and you got, because the way it is here, you got your setup. Not many units, but nice setup. Now, let's get the actual unit counters. Guess what? They're not going to look any different. What I don't understand is why they didn't make the out of supply marker a little bigger. That should have been done significantly larger. But you got your clear weather turn, your eliminated, your objective point, your Polish airborne tab, and I like the counters. And of course, they tell you if you get to the end, it's worth a victory point. And like here, this is a one-stepper, so you already know. Now, let's go ahead over to the map. I love this map. Miss Katie and I were talking about what a pretty map this is. Miss Katie likes maps as well. What surprised me is you notice how well it lays. Right out of the box. Right out of the box. No folding, no trying to get it to lay differently. Right out of the box. Boom. And unlike the Stalingrad Roads map, everything is big and easy to read on the tracks. Bold, yeah. Okay. My gut sensing for the game with 13 and a half day turns. And remember, this battle was supposed to be 3 days. We get passage of time versus impulses. I was impressed by the fairy rules in particular because the Germans, in Ryan's book, get a lot of talk about the fairies. They're strategic and off-map movement for the Germans. Combat is via a D10 roll with reductions for terrain. Here's your terrain things. Combat effects. I like the bridges. It reminds me of like a toy train CAD look. Now there were actually a few more bridges than this here, but these are truly the main bridges. And the ones that play Grave, man, Grave is just critical to the battle and kind of gets overlooked in a number of places. We noted that we thought the combat examples seemed overwrought. They're not at all. When I kind of played several out of my head, it all worked. The only thing I'm not fond of here is I think the German replacements at 1 is a little... From reading both the books, I'm not certain that... It just doesn't resonate with me. I'm not certain it's fully good. But, you know, Butterfield, John Butterfield, not to be confused with Dan Butterfield, well, I'm not going to fuss at it. I may play it later differently, but the victory conditions are pretty nifty. Eliminated units and how far you get. And originally when I did the first glance again, well, God, the Allies are just going to roll up the victory points because there's 4 and there's 6 and there's 8 and there's 10 and there's 12. And you start adding to get it. Well, no, this is how far you've gotten. And how linked in, i.e. nudge, nudge, wink, wink, being linked into 30th Corps, who has to not stop for tea and get moving. Wow, that very, very nifty historical here. And of course, eliminated units. You have your weather chart here. The only thing I would have made that maybe just a lighter shade because it's the only thing that I find I could fuss about on the map. But my conclusions. Well, it seems pretty dang easy. And knowing Butterfield, it's hard to believe it's not going to be. Oh, I should also note, these are the airborne supply spots. And you can only trace so far to them. So again, waiting, not on Got It, but waiting on 30th Corps. Play seems easy to maybe medium thanks to all the example to help. I'm assuming my first play will be a little bit halting just because, well, they are with me and I'm taking notes. Looks clean, feels like a winner, and unlike Stalingrad roads where we found the counters and meh, we like these a lot. And of course, game markers, cubes to show other things, and cat toys. And for our friend Sam, one of the best students I ever had, even as a civilian, Sam was a great student. Baggies. So, we'll review this on Board Game Geek. We thank Miss Katie for her help today, and we are so blessed that she's back from vacation, had a good time, and that we are coming up on our 30th wedding anniversary. So as always, folks, thank you and have a blessed evening because it's date night for us.